Okay, so in this demonstration we are going to create a message key so that when we get a message, and a break message and a fix message, that they cancel each other out. So we begin, this is exercise 7 in your lab guide, so we begin by editing the policy, my message policy, which we created from an earlier exercise. If you haven't created it, then that's fine, you can just create an OPC message policy from scratch. In my case I have created it, so I'm going to modify it. So I go to edit my message policy, click on edit, click OK. And what I'm going to do to keep this clean is I'm going to remove all the conditions which I've currently got in that policy. So I select them all, click on delete condition, and they're gone. So now I'm going to put two conditions in, one that's going to match a oracle up message and one that matches an oracle down. So I click new condition. I'm going to call the first condition match oracle up messages. And the condition, I'm going to keep this pretty simple. Basically, I want to match if the oracle group, message group is oracle. And the gotcha here is you have to hit return after you fill in that box, otherwise it doesn't remember your group setting. I'm also going to put into the match text field that I want to match any message that contains the word up. So again, keeping it pretty simple, this is all we're going to put here. Then we click on the message. So when an OPC message comes in that matches that parameter, click on message. And all I want to do here is I want to set up the message keys. So to do that, I click on the correlation tab. So click on the correlation tab. In the correlation tab, I fill in the message key field. So what I want to do here is I want to tell this message that it's going to have a key associated with it called oracle, colon, and then I'm going to put in here $MSG underscore object. Close the triangular bracket. So when this message is generated, it's going to create that as its key. It's also going to acknowledge any messages that have the same key, and I click save. What I now want to do is I'm going to go back in and I want to add a second condition to it. So again we go into edit, click on conditions, and what I'm going to do, because the second condition is very similar to this, I'm going to make a copy of it. So I put a tick mark beside the existing condition I have. I go down to where it says please choose and I click on copy condition. Then I go into the drop down again and I select paste conditions. Click on the second condition. I'm going to change this so the description says down messages. Everything else is fine. I need to change the match text to match the word down. And then in the correlation tab we should be okay. We've got the same key set, so I click save. So we're good to go. So all we need to do now is deploy that policy to our node. So I go to browse all nodes, find my Linux system, Linux server, click on deploy configuration, click OK, and I can see from my exercise that particular policy was at 1.6. So I'm just going to double check that that's the version that's been put on the system. So if we do OV policy -list, we can see that the policy is there. And then to test it, my message policy, we're good to go. To test it, then I need to run two OPC messages. So I run the first OPC message. So OPC MSG, I'm going to set in a down message first. So MSG underscore text, I'm getting this from the lab guide. So I'm just putting in there error colon sap down. So this should match one of the conditions in the message. I'm going to give it an object field of accounts, a severity of critical, and a message group of oracle. Sorry, I missed out an option. Application, object, severity, text. text, the object severity. I'm missing the application field. Just put in there A equals A.